Welcome to KiddNation Extra, everybody.
Howdy.
Today is Tuesday. I keep thinking it's Monday, and I have to keep reminding myself that it's Tuesday.
Tomorrow's going to feel like Tuesday, and it's going to actually be Wednesday.
Yeah. See, I want it to feel like Thursday when it's Friday, because then it's a surprise that I'm officially done with the week.
I want it to feel like it's Thursday.
No, I want
Friday.
Thursday. I want it.
You want Friday?
I don't know what I want, but I want it to be a surprise when the weekend's here. That's what I was basically trying to say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we were going to go to the lake yesterday, but it was raining.
Yeah. It was a little rainy. Yeah.
Labor Day got derailed a little bit because we had storms here in our area. So we went to the movies.
What'd you see?
Yesterday we saw the Winnie the Pooh movie.
Okay.
The Christopher Robin.
Yes, and you thought?
Yeah, it was
Not for you, huh?
beautiful, beautiful. The animals were cool. I thought it was great and everything. Great message, but it was just so slow moving. And my kids were getting so
You're getting bored.
fidgety and bored. But it was nice. Some people liked it, and I could see why they liked it. It was just kind of boring for me. I like the action movies. I almost had a petty moment this weekend, though.
What'd you do?
Petty moment?
Yeah, and it was.
Not like a pedicure moment.
No.
My husband and I had that.
I haven't had that yet, but I am
Yes.
looking forward to it. And I don't know if it's wrong of me to have wanted to do this, but we got done early on Friday, so I was able to get to my daughter's school.
Okay.
For her birthday, because they're going to do the little cake and donuts. We got her donuts.
Yeah.
But she's been telling me that this little girl in her class every day tells Chloe, "You're not my friend."
Aww.
She'll be friends with every other girl, she says, in the class, except Chloe. And Chloe comes home kind of sad every day, and that's normal.
Is she jealous or something? Or
I don't know. It's just sometimes when you don't click with another human, you don't click, and kids are very blunt about it.
Yeah.
And my daughter said it hurt her feelings. And so I looked at my wife, and I'm like, well, I don't want this girl to get a donut on Chloe's birthday.
Did you take her donut?
JC.
So,
What'd you do?
So Kinsey was like, well, what do we do? Because that girl's there, and she's been mean to Chloe every day. And I said, well, I'm going to get off work early on Friday. I'm going to be the bad guy. I'm going to walk up
What are you
with the
gonna do?
donuts, and I'm going to pass them out. And when I'll get to her, I'm going to say, hey, you're the one that said you're not Chloe's friend? Fine.
You were not going to do that.
100%.
No, you're not. You could have handled that. I know you didn't do it. That's why I'm not going to fuss at you right now.
I didn't do it because when it got down to it, Kelly, I asked, where's the little girl?
Oh.
So that I knew. And the teacher says, oh, she's not here today. So I didn't
you
have to
weren't
do
going to
it.
do it.
You couldn't do that.
I would have wanted to have said something and
You
said
could have said something like, "Hi, Chloe says that
you don't want to
you
be
and
friends.
she have been, and it's been kind of sad." You say something like that.
I know.
You know, Chloe's really sweet, and she'd love to be friends with you. Here's a donut.
Right.
That could have fixed everything.
That's
instead
exactly
of,
what I should have
You
done.
can't have a donut because you're mean to my kid.
But my dad brain,
Or-
my Papa Bear wanted to not give her a donut.
Maybe somewhere right in between. Say, okay, and you're the, whatever her name is, little Sally.
Yeah.
Hey, Sally, here's your donut, and then just take a bite out of it and give
Or
it to
lick
her.
it.
Yeah, they get.
And then give it to her. But I'm going to tell you what, I guarantee you those two little girls are going to be best friends by the end of the year.
That's what I told Chloe. I
That's
said,
what happened.
The kids that you don't get along with the most at the beginning
Frenemies.
are the ones you become really good friends with.
Yeah, that's true.
Because the teacher, I even told the teacher, and she said she's really nice and she's really she shares with everybody. And
Except Chloe.
And I said, well, except with Chloe, and she goes, what? She's nice. And Chloe says the same thing. She does say she's a nice girl, just not to her. Everybody else, but not her. So I didn't have to be petty because the little girl wasn't there.
Good. So she
Thank
won't be calling
goodness.
in on Petty Monday
Yeah,
next week.
and I'm glad I actually got your advice because that's probably the better route to take than to, to stoop down to that level.
Yeah.
If you really want to go over the top, you could send a donut. You could have sent a donut today because the girl was out.
I'll kill him with kindness.
Right.
Yeah, I do tell my kids to kill him with kindness, but it's so hard to do as a parent. Because I don't know your talents just want to come out when somebody messes with your
I
kid.
know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure, I get
Yeah.
You
that.
have to understand that it goes back, especially with girls,
Yeah.
back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah.
Who are we best friends with today, Emma Kelly? Oh,
Right.
what happened to that one? Oh, not speaking of that one. Oh, okay.
Oh, is that still happening? Crazy?
Constantly.
Dude,
Constantly.
they're girls. That always happens.
My wife had to change schools. That's what I'm afraid of. She had to change schools in middle school.
Yeah.
Because
Girls got
Kinsey got
issues.
lice, and she became the lice girl.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah.
And then she got mono, and so
Oh, wow.
On top of everything.
yeah, on
Mono
top of
and
it,
lice
the
girl.
mono was a turnover, I think, because back then they thought you only got mono by kissing people, so you were a hoochie. When she got it probably from sharing a drink with some other girl. So that happened. Did you have a pretty easy
Mono
girl
lice.
relationships in high school, Jenna, or were they mean too?
I didn't like it. I
Yeah.
didn't like it at all. Well, I had a hard time because I was an only child. I didn't really understand the dynamics of that. So,
Sure.
I mean,
Yeah.
the rule when you're young was always never leave girls in threes.
Oh.
That was always a problem.
Is that because one will be left out?
Yes.
Okay.
It's usually two will end up kind of ganging up on the other one, and that was very true for a long time. Now it's all right. As an adult, we can hang out in a group of three.
But young. We need even numbers amongst girls.
Yeah.
See, with guys, we're
That is
good.
the truth. You can't have two little girls over to play. It has to be one or three.
You actually probably needed like a 3 with guys, because that way one guy could play all-time quarterback and the other two just go around and run.
Yeah, but girls do team up on each other.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. Well, let's get to the question of the day, and today's goes to Big Al.
Oh,
Casey,
okay.
Big Al, well, it might be for all of us, actually. Big Al talks about still having some feelings about Dr. Girlfriend. Boy, did he talk about that today. What is the longest it has taken you guys to get over a relationship? Ooh. I read a study somewhere that said it was 17 months is the average.
Well, we read
That's about right.
17 months is the average, but...
It depends on what you have after it.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some people that do just jump right in the saddle of a new relationship as soon as one is over.
It depends on how deep it was, too, you know?
Right.
I messed up, I guess. I struggled with this last one for myself.
Yeah.
I spent a whole year grieving that breakup, and then he came back and wanted to get married, so I gave it another chance. And then when that fell apart again, I thought maybe it'd be easier because I had already grieved it, and it really wasn't. I mean, I spent another year, probably. Wow. I mean, I'm at a year and a half now, fine now. But yeah, I would say it was a good almost year on both ends of that for me.
Man, I've been with my wife since I was in college.
Do you even remember other relationships?
Yeah, you didn't
I mean, the only one I can think of, because most of my relationships were high school relationships, but I did have, I was the guy that would be in monogamous relationships in high school. I wasn't a player or anything. But the one that lasted the longest was probably my first one. And it was my first girlfriend, so it was my first kiss.
Right.
So she was the first girl that I don't know if it's love, but to me it felt like love back
Love
then.
to you then? Yes, it was.
And she dumped me for a senior when we started dating in 8th grade. She dumped me for a senior when we started our freshman year. Mm-hmm. And I would say it took me my entire freshman year and a little bit of my sophomore year before I got my next girlfriend to get over that one. So probably just about it. Yeah, about a year with that one. Big Al?
Well, I guess this one. I mean, this is my longest relationship.
Still going, huh?
So, well, I mean, you know, I don't know. It's been, what, a year and 3 months.
You have delayed, kind of that delayed onset of grieving, though. Guys tend to do that. They don't grieve it right off the bat. You distract, and then the grieving kicks in at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it normally I think you would think it would hurt the most when it initially happens, and then it starts to subside. And mine kind of went the other way. Maybe because she didn't live here and it took a while for it to kick in.
Out of sight, out of mind.
I guess.
Yeah, you didn't.
know, it was like nothing really dramatic changed when we broke up because we still didn't see each other, you know. So, but then the more and more and more time went by, it just, I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain, but it took a while.
Oh, I bet. And I'm sure that the news you got this weekend was pouring some alcohol in a deep cut.
It was like all over again, you know. So
it's when you think your whatever you scratched up has healed.
Your scab,
yeah, and you accidentally spill some lemon juice on it.
Ooh.
And it definitely did not heal. It still stings.
Still hurts.
What about you, Kelly?
Well, I think the hardest one for me to get over was my divorce.
Yeah.
Sure.
Because
that was your longest relationship too, right?
Yeah, it was the longest relationship. But, you know, you have so much anger and stuff you have to get past. And even though I was dating and stuff, I knew I wasn't over it when I would still just spit venom about it. Mm-hmm. And it took a while to get past the angry part.
Yeah.
So that took a while to get over. I don't know. I mean, it took, I would say 17 months, 2 years. Sounds pretty reasonable.
Yeah. Does that mean I'm not over it? Because, I mean, I still think my ex is a loser. I'm not angry.
You're not over it. You still have feelings.
It's when you have, though, but I still feel like, I mean, when someone did you really wrong, I think it kind of makes them a bad person. Like, I think he's not a good person. But I don't think about him every day anymore.
But you still have thoughts about him.
No, just now that we're talking about it. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
It's when you have indifference.
You
when you're
even
like,
told me he was a loser before I got engaged.
Well, that was before, yeah. Because he was hurting you a lot. Yeah. But I wasn't in the dating. Yeah. I don't have feelings. I just had judgment.
So, yeah, I still think that. But I'm also like, oh, so glad that didn't work out.
Yeah. Well, it's probably better for both of you. He's not an awful...
I think it's his loss.
He's not an awful human, and I always said that. He's not an awful human. He's just not right to be in a relationship with you.
Right. People can be completely different people.
Right.
With other people.
With other people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you and me out together.
Right.
We might be poison, but
Right.
then the next person comes along and it's
Perfect.
great and I'm great, but together we were both
Right.
our worst versions of ourselves.
Sure.
Yeah.
I get that.
Because I always told Jenna, I was like, Jenna, you're a cool girl, and he's a cool dude, but it's just you guys
he's not.
together. To you, he wasn't cool, and that's why you feel that way. But if you step us out of that,
I have girls that he's tried to date subsequently that reach out to me and tell me that he was such a douchebag. How funny is that?
so he's bad with girls.
Yes,
Because
exactly.
I'll talk to dudes, and they're like, oh, he's the coolest. We get go drinking, and we got buy bottles and stuff. So he's a
yes,
dude's
that
dude.
makes him cool.
He's a dude's
Buying
dude.
bottles.
He's a
Yes.
dude's dude. He can hang out, but with the girls, no. And if you want to be the question of the day,
What do you do?
just drop it right there in the comment section. Boom, just like that. Just like Casey did. And we'll have another extra for you tomorrow. We do have love letters to Kelly, don't forget.
Yep.
Short week this week, so we're getting right into it. We already told you about Beat the Bank Extreme.
Extreme.
Coming back on Monday with your chance to win up to $10,000. What else we got tomorrow?
Whatever Wednesday.
Whatever Wednesday.
That's right.
Whatever Wednesday.
Teachers.
We're going to
Oh,
talk
yeah.
to Justin about something that we have to talk to the lawyers about.
Yeah, Justin wanted to know, is impersonating a licensed medical professional a crime? So we'll dive into that tomorrow. What did he get into over the weekend?
Yes.
Yes.
And the teacher.
Yeah, the overachieving teacher. If you are an overachieving teacher, and we know most of you are, you spend all your money for your kids. You already don't make enough money. Go to KiddNation.com and let us know what you would do with $500 for your classroom, and Pilot Pen could be hooking you up.
Boom.
So we'll hook another teacher up tomorrow with that. See you tomorrow, Kid Nation.